Does the loss of innocent lives not matter when it doesn't affect you directly? In all of our history classes, we hear about numerous wars between multiple countries and the reasons behind them. The most devastating thing behind all these wars is the loss of countless lives. While our country has been blessed to evade war in recent years, Sudan has not been as lucky. With one of my close friends and teammates having a mother from Sudan, he informs me about everything that I need to know about the Sudan war. War has been a threat to many countries in recent years, and outcome from war can be catastrophic. Today we will dive into why Sudan is in war and what this means for the country going forward in the future. First, let's look at why Sudan is in war. Sudan is experiencing war due to a difference in integration terms. Sudan's two main armed forces are the Rapid Support and the Sudanese Armed Forces. These two are in conflict because of difference in integration laws. The Rapid Support Forces wanted to join the Sudanese Army and the timetable being 10 years, but the Sudanese Army wanted them to join much sooner, with the support forces being joined into the Army in 2 years. According to an article by CBS News, the fight broke out 5 days after the disagreement. The two on a crossroads between who gets to rule the country, since they were both allies under their ruler, Bashir. The entire conflict of the war arose from two prominent forces in Sudan having a disagreement. Now, let's look at what has came from the war so far. The ongoing war has affected so much in a small period of time. The fighting has caused many civilians to stay homebound and only leave out for necessities, according to NPR.org. An article by AMPTheGuardian.com states that farmlands has been disputed with bordering countries like Ethiopia during this time in Sudan. Refugees have also fled to neighboring countries that are non-warring, such as Chad, for safety. Tragedies are part of every war. In the Sudan war, up to this point, there have been 459 people killed, with 4,000 injured, according to an article by AMP.CNN.com. In such a little time, so much has happened during the war in Sudan. Now let's take a look at the possible outcomes coming from the war. The war has many different outcomes that will change the country as a whole as they know it forever. Fighting with no end result will become pointless, and the outcome of war is crucial. According to BBC.com, if the Sudanese wins, the Rapid Support will become a part of the army within the next 2 years. The second outcome will be a prolonged war with no end in sight. This is not favorable for the Sudanese Army, Rapid Support Forces, or Sudanese civilians at all. The final outcome would be a peace agreement, but in this article, it says it is very unlikely to happen since each side wants to have complete control over the terms of the integration. There are many different scenarios on how this war can end, but none of them would be beneficial for Sudan and the Sudanese people. All in all, today we covered everything you need to know about the Sudanese war. We answered a few interrogative questions about the war, including why there is a war, what the war has brought so far, and what are some end outcomes of the war. And the end outcomes of the war, none of these will be favorable for the Sudanese people. War has been a threat to many countries in recent years, and the outcome from the war can be catastrophic. And this is shown in the Sudanese war. Next time you hear about war in other countries, don't be so selfish to the fact that it's not happening to you, and think about the effect war has and the loss of countless lives each and every year there's a war.